Alright, so our idea was for a action sports adventure enthusiast information hub online. And the initial idea stemmed from something that I've been thinking about for a while, just to create one source for athletes throughout Utah, whether they participated in snowboarding, skiing, wakeboarding, mountain biking, trail running, rock climbing, anything, to be able to go to one single website to get the information that they needed and to be able to communicate with each other. There are a lot of athletes in Utah that participate in 2, 3, 4 different sports, and so to be able to have one place that they could go, I thought would alleviate some of the difficulties that they have finding the information they want, and to be able to provide a resource that was useful to them. As we were developing the concept for the website, we came up with a few different ideas that we wanted to look further into as far as including them on the website, and we're going to explain a little bit about each of those.
With the social media aspect, we wanted our website users to be able to, for one, interact with each other, the number one goal of the social media aspect. Two, to be able to upload their own photos, their own videos, just a little bit of their own experiences from what they've come to find. And the third, which we would like them to be able to have contests, video contests, photo contests, just a little something that would encourage them to be posting more and to be interacting more with each other and kind of create their own community within the website.
Another element that we felt would be valuable to users is a classified ads portion where people can get on and find products, maybe slightly used products, from their community, and find some great deals on bikes or climbing gear or anything related to their particular action sport. The other element that we felt would be useful is or our reviews. Reviews on hikes, on climbs, on different trails, and giving people an idea of the difficulty levels, what to expect when they actually get out there.
Another aspect that we wanted to include on the website was a live stream of events and contests and group activities that are going on throughout Utah for different sports, such as snowboarding competitions, rock climbing, group climbs, group runs, trail running, and different events that go on at ski resorts within the action sports community, to have that live stream and that live feed so that everyone can know what's going on and find out the things that they want to be able to be a part of.
In order to make sure that our concept was actually going to create value and that it was actually solving for problems that do exist in that space, we interviewed some people in the action sports community that are very active in that space, and just tried to get their attitudes and their perceptions on their experiences as they search for information relating to the different sports that they participate in. And we did that through electronic surveys, through personal interviews, through a lot of conversations with many different people, and we captured some great insights. After we captured quite a few responses from our survey, we took that information back and used it to research the existing landscape and kind of what the environment was from a competitive standpoint within the action sports community. And so we looked at some of the different websites and books, some of the information that those survey respondents indicated that they used to find their information. So we used that to look at current providers of this information, looked at what they were doing already today, and then we also looked at Google AdWords to see if people were actually searching for this information and if it was actually something that people were actively looking for.
So we found that two things that people wanted most from the ideas that we had was, first of all, the product and the trail reviews, to be able to find a place where they could see trails and locations that they could participate in their sports, and reviews of those locations, what people thought of them, how difficult they were, and the same goes for products within their sport. And the other was a live stream of events and activities and contests going on within different sports. That was the second highest ranked thing that people were looking for as they were searching for information. We did find, however, that most people were not interested in a platform to buy and sell their gear within this type of website, which we decided maybe because there's already a platform that they're using that works well for them. Another thing that we found in our survey was that only 4 out of 22 people actually used websites that were exclusive to their sport, that was like a fan or a club page, or a specific sport page. Most people use Google or Facebook or a national parks website, and this is something we need to look into a little bit more. It may be because there aren't many websites that are useful or available for people like this, or maybe there's not a demand for it. This is something that we'll need to look into further if we want to move.
Ultimately, we were able to realize some of the key results that we had set out to accomplish within our MOCR, though not all of them. Some of those key results were we found that there was solid market demand for our product, and through the market research that we did, our surveys and our casual conversations with people, people actually are interested in this type of product. We also gained a pretty comprehensive understanding of the market landscape. We found that people aren't really using the internet right now for this type of information, or to find this type of information. They're using books, word of mouth, maps, and other type of media, hard materials. So that might mean that that there's not a huge opportunity for us, that people aren't interested in using the internet for these types of searches, or it might mean that there's a great opportunity for us to be really one of the earliest providers of this type of information online. Ultimately, we validated a lot of our assumptions, we invalidated some others, and we developed a really good understanding of whether or not we're going to really add value, and are we adding value in a way that's actually meaningful. The next step, I think, is to explore that even further and determine if it's so meaningful to where we could actually monetize from it, and if so, what would that look like? What would the strategy look like? And what would the timeline be for a return on investment and that type of thing? I think that at this point, there's no question that we have enough basis to continue to explore product market fit, but we're definitely not done. I think our next step for us would be to rebuild our surveys and rebuild our casual conversation approaches, taking into account the findings that we've had, and continue to explore those. I definitely don't think that we've exhausted those quite yet. The other thing that we want to do is build a prototype and introduce that to focus groups and figure out if they feel like their attitudes before looking at a product remain true after looking at a product, and if it still feels like this is something that they find valuable.